Yeah.
Oh, great.
We're receiving you. Internet is working.
Yes, and we will go live.
Yes.
Things to do. Yep.
Great.
Redo. Okay, are we live? Yes, and welcome
We're
to
live.
Ship of a New Story. And right here we are actually on a dialogue arena. Not really, we're actually taking a lot of questions today from a dialogue all the way to testbed. So on a dialogue arena called Commons Valley, but also on a testbed for something that has been a long journey in Sweden called Almedalen. And together with me here today, I have 5 people who are all interested in the dialogue and the democratic conversation. And the idea here is to upgrade the systems we have for democratic dialogue. And this is the topic of today's event. And with me, I have on my own my far end is Linus Sköld. You're most welcome here. You're a member of the parliament in the Swedish parliament. And we have Dominic Bosman. You're head of an organization called Rethos, working with land tax, and you've actually been a party leader, I guess, for a small party in Sweden a couple of years ago. We have Yasemin Arhan, who is arranging a similar dialogue arena that we have here on the ship. And we have Stuhre, who is project leader for Almedalsveckan, this fantastic event that we have experienced 50 years in Sweden. And then Sillion, also known as Captain. My name is Stellan Nordahl, and I invite you all to this dialogue. And right now we're test bedding a new way of. We often have an own experience that has, what is memory or your give her a time here to.
Is it me?
Yes, if you like. It's your time. Yeah.
Yes. I think the Almedalen for me is people, it's meeting, it's energy, it's activism, it's all those good things that will be important for us to build a society and a democracy on. So actually I really miss the people. I am right now in the Almedalen. It's me and maybe it's like 50, 80 persons here around sitting, have a picnic and playing at the playground and so on. But it's very empty. So I miss the energy. I miss the goodwill to really take the heart for Sweden, the heart for our democracy. Mm-hmm. I think that is one of our strong both memory and what I feel.
Thank you very much. Your reflections on your relation to Almedalen and Yasemin, what would you say?
Well, in the middle of the production of like this alternative to Almedalen, I can tell you that I really miss the people, as you said, say Mia. It's even though we have a lot of interesting debates and seminars going on, and of course that is one part of Almedalen, that we actually raise awareness around so many several different subjects and areas where we and all the politicians to actually understand what is needed to be done. But obviously when you do it digitally, it has its good sides as well, but not the part where you actually meet people on the streets, as you said. I mean, it's really, you don't even get the applause. So it's we miss a lot of the parts that we have in Almedalen. I do believe that we, however, need to continue the important questions that are raised in Almedalen. So I hope that we will get back soon, Mia.
So do I.
Yeah, thank you very much, Yasemin. And Michael, your reflection on your relation to Almedalen?
Yeah, Almedalen is a fantastic event from a network perspective. Like a global perspective, and I'm from some global to like really see how do we scale up this on a global level, having open conversations all over the world where we can build a network society and share knowledge, information, and foremost the human quest of becoming more human. So.
My own relation to Almedalen and my strongest memory or strongest feeling was actually the wow feeling I got the first time I went to Almedalen 5 years ago, when I realized that this was a way of looking at yourself, on others, and on society that I didn't really experience in the day-to-day life, and which I would like to experience in the day-to-day, where people actually had time for dialogue and questions. And as you said, Linus, you could actually talk to anyone there, and also you mentioned maybe even the Prime Minister, Dominic, and that's an interesting way of living, or whatever we call it, way of being. So that's what's my biggest wow. And right now we are seeing here that same as we do here. This is the first day, of course, so we haven't like experienced, I guess. I mean, again.
I think it's a lot of lagging going on because I'm hearing my breath talk. I would hopefully through this weird situation that we've put in is that we can actually get more people. Sometimes I can feel that several reasons.
Taking that experiment of every country and start learning from each other and have a humble. Build a humble network of people, helping every other country to experiment and learn from each other. I think that's the only way forward. So we have to continue the experiments we have today, but we have to open them up for learning from others, I think.
I'm thinking here, Mia, I mean, you have been project managing, project leading the Almedalen week for how many years? I don't know, a couple of years at least. What do you think when you hear this?
That should be my fourth. My fourth.
Yeah. What do you think when you hear those thoughts about? I mean, we have talked about everyone is invited. How can we involve more people? And also on a more philosophical level, what is democracy? I mean, what of those are on your table as project manager or project lead for Almedalen? See if we still have Mia there. We can
just the way we have to go over discussions. I think more you are I'm here in Almedal with a couple of this is part.
Look into the program that you have created. Have you been able to include new groups? Is it possible? Are they interested? What happens?
I would say that it's really easy to include groups, because what you have in Almedalen as well is that most of the organizers have those who you want to include, you have them on stage. And then, of course, as I said before, you have a problem because you can't bring everyone over. But in a digital world, you can actually have everyone on board, because you can have them online instead. So that you don't have any excuses anymore to don't include the people you are talking about on stage. So, and I would say that to ask people to join, it's not a problem. I mean, people often say yes, whether they are whatever age or background or whatever. We have had kids here from fifth grade. We have had elderly. I mean, we have had a lot of different people, and so I wouldn't say that is a problem. You just need to really maybe have a little bit thought through who you want to invite in the talk and who you want to reach out to with your talk. And a good thing about the digitalization or how we do it today, for example, and I hope that this could be also used in the future in Almedalen, is that since this now is natural in recording it and we have it online, it's already there, it's already produced. You actually have a piece of seminar, information, debate, whatever you want to send out. So you can actually reach people so much more and often and on a much longer term. And actually pinpoint those you think should listen or be part of it and actually continue the discussion afterwards. So it's not a one-off. So if that could be added as well to the ordinary, so to say, Almedalen arrangements, I think we could.
And we also testbed in Commons Valley as a way of taking those ideas. I mean, we have all
I think it's about the same problem, the partition in this kind of where your social economic background. The upper secondary school went to distance teaching and learning this spring, and it went fairly well, but there is an experience there that we should bring to this kind of discussions, being the distance teaching and learning is not on equal terms depending on which social economic background you have. So as in every societal discussion, we need to remember that we plan for equal participation.
I really love that, and what you're actually talking about there, if I can just rephrase it maybe, would be like one way of doing a democratic dialogue is physical, another way is digital, and both are having their pros and cons. But if we mix them, we also get new ways. I mean, a third way would be, for instance, tomorrow we're going to have a workshop which is broadcasted digitally, but it's done physically in at least 3 spots. So we have the ability to distribute ideas or distribute dialogues. And that would be of interest. I mean, next year maybe we can have the studio, Altitude Meeting Studio, live on Almedalen and Commons Valley and the ship of a new story, and we can all be part of Almedalsveckan. That would be great, I guess. Hopefully that is possible. I mean, at least I can imagine it, so it would be probably possible. And yeah, you wanted to say something
Stellan.
here, Michael?
Yeah, sure.
You can go first, Dominic.
I think Michael was first.
Okay, Michael.
Okay, so my thinking about this, there's a lot of talk about what we call lifelong learning, and but most people I talk about this still think this is about like updating your professional skills and your talents, but it's a much wider problem and challenge than that, I think. So we're part of a program called Learning Society, where we actually think about what is it to update the whole population in the democratic skills, the social skills, what we call the life skills, so 21st century skills, like how do you become a better human, how do you become a better parent, how do you become a better friend, how do you become a better co-worker, how do you become a better citizen, and all that stuff, and all the skills and the mindsets we need to do that. And that is something we have to do on a broader scale. This is like the biggest challenge of whole global society. So the people talk about it, the meta challenge, or the meaning crisis, or the meta crisis, people like this. So this is a challenge we have to take very, very seriously. How do we update the skills and the talents of every human being on the planet so they can participate in a society or on a level that they have the opportunity to do. So we have to also enable opportunity to everyone to participate in this way. So, and that's a story. That's the thing we have to do through change of culture. We have to use a lot of storytelling and narration to do this, and also like a lot of talk about mindset and wisdom that we talked about before. So this is a search for wisdom as well for every human being.
Thank you very much. And Dominic, you have some thoughts also on this?
Yeah, I just think it's worthwhile pointing out that the thing that we're talking about is already happening daily in millions of forms, in pods, in different kinds of YouTube clips. And I think the shift here is that there is no longer a monopoly on broadcasting. That changes dramatically with a networked reality in the platform world. Anybody has a microphone and can actually have these conversations. For me, the issue here is The stuff that is being discussed in the so-called democratic arena is not interesting to the people who are having those conversations daily in other arenas, because they don't feel like it contains any meaning. They don't feel like they have any influence. There is a very, very deep mistrust of political processes and democratic processes. And that conversation we have to have, and that we have to include more people in it. And that's a very, very tough call. It's a tough challenge.
You want to say something on this?
Yeah, well, I would just fill in or come with a comment. I hear you talking about meaning, or people finding it meaningful to participate, and I think it's the question is, how do we go online with the people's movements, because that's the reason why democracy has such a wide acceptation in the Swedish population. I think it's based on people's movements. It's organizing workers, or organizing farmers, or organizing getting together, discuss, and actually have an impact because we get together. How do we do that online? I think that's the main question, and that's not. I have actually no good answer, but I think that's the question you're phrasing here.
I would like to actually.
Can I interrupt?
Yes, definitely. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, because I need to leave you. I have my group of youngsters here to take care of. They had, what do you say, they got something to think about when I started the meeting with you, and that was if they were the prime minister for a day, what was a decision they would take, and also if they had the opportunity to arrange an event, what would that be about? So I need to follow that up before they had to leave. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, but if I can wrap it up here, and so we can leave in the same state, all of us, or at least in some kind of state, I would say what we are talking about now is test bedding something, and I would say both me and Yasemin, we, as planning for this, we would like to hand over to you the learnings we have done during this year. So we will get back to you, Mia, on the learnings, and so far you're actually taking part in these learnings, and I really and I enjoy that, and I say thank you very much, Mia, for being part. And now you can leave for the kids. So and the rest of us, we will also wrap this up and hopefully encourage more people to be as curious as starting new dialogues, and maybe we can merge them. I don't know how it will look like, but I mean, this is in many ways called life. We have new things coming up, and we connect the dots. And let's do this together, and hopefully we come out with a newer, or maybe a better version of Almedalen. Who knows? Thank you very much for taking part in this dialogue. And
yeah, and I will say welcome to Almedalen 2021.
Thank you very much.
We will come.
We will be there, yeah.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And thank you, Dominic, also. And thank you, Yasemin. I know you have more things to do. Yasemin, you have an intense schedule this week. And thank you, Linus, for onboarding a ship of a new storing and being here with us. And also you, Michael, also known as Captain Future. The dialogue will go on. There are new forms coming up. Test them. That's the best way to get some knowledge about it. And also invite new people, at least those that are it's all about. I mean, involve those which the questions is about, but also maybe new versions and new questions there. So thank you very much to everyone, and thank you very much for you have been following us on YouTube. And welcome back. In a couple of minutes we will have the daily sonar here on YouTube. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone.